All right, students. Today we're going to discuss solving systems of equations by elimination. There will be a class kick with all this on there with the notes and so forth, but I want to go through an example of how to solve a system by elimination. We have done solving system by substitution, which is a valid method. Now we're going to look at solving a 3x3 systems by elimination. This is a 3x3 system again because it has 3 equations and 3 things I don't know. So there's a couple of things you want to do. You want to first make sure that all your variables are lined up. X's are lined up with X's. Y's are lined up with Y's. Z's lined up with Z's. Numbers lined up with numbers. All right. I went ahead and labeled them equation 1, 2, and 3. When we're solving system by elimination, the steps are to find a variable that you want to eliminate. And you want to get rid of either the X, the Y, and the Z. Just like I said with substitution, you want to be able to narrow it down from 3 things you don't know with 3 equations to 2 things you don't know, and then down to 1 thing you don't know. So that's still our goal. It's just the way we're going to go about doing it is different. So we're going to take this and we want to eliminate one of the variables. So I'm looking at it, and in order to eliminate, you have to have the same number, opposite sign. Same number, opposite sign. Same number, opposite sign. What do I mean by that? So looking at this, I want to eliminate the Y's. So I'm going to have to eliminate the Y's in one of these equations to make a new equation. I'm going to break a brand new equation. I'm going to make 2 brand new equations by eliminating the Y. If this was already set up where one of the variables wasn't there, then I will eliminate that variable. But in this case, all 3 variables are there, so I'm going to try to eliminate Y. So in order to do elimination, you set up to where you get whatever variable you want to eliminate, you make sure they have the same number, opposite sign. So this already is set up with equation 1 and 2. I have, in the Y's, I have a -6 and a +6. 6's are the same number, the signs are opposite. So in order to eliminate, all you do is you write down the equation that you're going to eliminate. I'm going to write down equation 1 down here just so I can show you the work. That's my equation 1, and I'm going to write down equation 2. So to eliminate, once you get them to be the same number, opposite sign, all you do is add straight up and down. So you add X's with X's, Y's with Y's, Z's with Z's, numbers with numbers. In this case, I didn't have to do any manipulation yet because it's already the same number, opposite sign. So I'm just going to add 8 plus -3 gives me +5. All right, -6y plus 6y cancels out and my y's are gone. So that cancels out and I no longer have y's. Okay, +2 plus -15z gives me -13z. -20 plus 51 gives me 31. So that is my new equation. So I'm going to call it new first equation, or new equation 1. So that's my new equation 1. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing, except I'm going to eliminate y with the first equation and the last equation and third equation. So I'm going to get rid of y by adding these 2 together. But before I can do that, I have to do some manipulation. So let me write them down again. I'm going to write down, do that in black again. 8x minus 6y plus 2z equals -20. Okay, here I have 2x plus y plus 3z equals 0. So if you look at this, they're opposite signs, but they're not the same number. This is 1 and this is -6, this is 6, -6. So in order to get them to be the same number, I have to do some manipulation. I have to multiply this entire equation by 6. If I multiply this entire equation, you can multiply both top and bottom. Doesn't matter. But in this case, all I have to do is multiply the bottom equation by 6. I'm going to multiply the entire equation by 6. So my new equation, I'm going to distribute this 6, will be 12x plus 6y plus 6 times 3, 18z equals 6 times 0. Anything times 0 is 0. All right. So now that I got a new equation there, now I can add straight up and down. Okay. And why did I do that? Because I want to make my y's be the same number, opposite sign. Because I chose to eliminate y in the very first situation, I have to eliminate y in the next one as well. So I'm going to eliminate y. So 8x plus 12x gives me 20x. Negative 6y plus 6y, the y's cancel out again. That's great. 2z plus 18z gives me 20z. Negative 20 plus 0 equals negative 20. So that's my new equation 2. Okay, so I have my two new equations here and here. So now I'm going to put these two equations together and I'm going to say, okay, I got to get, again, same number, opposite sign. So we got to choose which one we want to eliminate here. Which one would you eliminate right here? Which one would be the easiest to get the same number, opposite sign? All right, me personally, I would eliminate the x's. I'm going to eliminate the x's because all I have to do to get these two to be the same number, opposite sign, is to multiply the top equation. I'm going to multiply the top equation by negative 4. The entire equation by negative 4. I'm going to multiply the entire top equation by negative 4. When I do that, I get a new equation down here. So negative 4, I'm going to write it right below this one right here, this new number 2. So negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. X, negative 4 times negative 13 is positive 52. Z equals negative 4 times 31 is negative 124. All right, so there's my new second equation. There's my new equation when I multiply. So now, when I add these straight up and down, 20x minus 20x gives me nothing. They cancel out. That's what we wanted. 20z plus 52z gives me 72z. And then negative 20 and negative 124 is negative 144. Okay. Oh yeah, we getting good now. We got down to one equation, one variable. One equation, one variable. So to get that variable by itself, all you have to do is divide by 72. So I end up with z is equal to negative 2. Oh, that is a great thing. Once we find one of them, we can start plugging back in. Plug it in, plug it in. So now we have our z. Let's plug it into one of these new equations, one of these two new equations that we have, new equation 1 and new equation 2, to get my x. I'm going to plug it into the equation 1 because those numbers look easier to me. So I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to substitute in place of z, I'm going to put negative 2. So I end up with 5. I'm plugging into this equation. X minus 13. In place of the z, I'm going to put negative 2. And I end up with that as my equation. So let's start cleaning this up. 5x, that's going to be positive 26 equals 31. Subtract my 26. End up with 5x equal to 5. So we found out, oh, it's getting good right now, y'all. Find out that x is equal to 1. So now I have z, I have x. I can come back up here to one of the original equations, either equation 1, 2, or 3, and plug in x and z, and then find y. You can use whichever equation you want to. I'm going to use equation 3 because y looks like it's almost by itself already. So I'm coming into that new equation. I'm going to plug in these values that I have. So I'm writing that new equation, that equation 3 down. 2 times, what is my value of x? 1. Plus y plus 3 times my value for z, -2. And that all equals 0. Okay, so then I start solving this out. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus y. 3 times -2 is -6 equals 0. Start combining this stuff together. -6 plus 2 is -4 equals 0. So y equals 4. Oh my goodness. It is so good. Okay, so now I have to write this as an ordered triplet. These are my 3 solutions that will make these 3 equations up here true. If I plugged in x, y, and z in there, I can always check it. How do you check it? Y'all remember how to check it? You just plug in the numbers for each one and see if they make the left side equal the right side. So my ordered triplet is 1. Remember, your ordered triplet goes x, y, z. 1, 4, -2. And that is so great. I can check my solution by plugging it back into the original. Plug in 1 for x, 4 for y, -2 for z in each equation and see if they give me -20, 51, and 0. That is a beautiful thing. All right. Any questions? Rewind the video and look at it again. So let me give you a quick recap, real quick recap on solving systems by elimination. So the first thing you have to do is line up your x's, your y's, and your z's, okay, and your numbers. Second thing, you want to figure out which variable do you want to eliminate. I chose to eliminate y because I saw that -6 and 6 were already have the same number. We want to get the same number, opposite sign. So it had the same number, opposite sign. So I combined those 2 equations together by adding them together and created a new equation. Then I went and eliminated y in the next equation. So I took the first equation and the third. I could have used the second and the third. It didn't matter, but I chose to use the first and the third, and I eliminated. I had to multiply by 6 to get it to be the same number, opposite sign, and I eliminated y again. I got down to 2 equations, 2 things I don't know. Then I eliminated the x, and I got my z. Once you get z, you start plugging in to get x, and then you plug in x and z to get your y. And then you have your ordered triplet. And there it is.